Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another edition of the Blue Green Ocean Road. Your host, as always, David R.R. Sternberg.
Hey, George.
Joining him, Captain Morgan, stepping up onto the poop deck.
Poop. To do
How's it going?
the poop deck where you do the poop cast.
Where I navigate the vicissitudes of life.
The podcast.
Joining us, orbiting high above the Earth.
Hello down there.
Hello up there.
How you boys doing?
Pretty good, man.
Not so bad about
I finished Ice Fields. It's about the Jasper Ice Fields in Alberta. It's a fictional telling, loosely fictional, on just the development of the park and everything. And it starts in like 1898 or something like that, where a guy, doctor, falls in the crevasse. It's all about people who have fallen in love with the place and live there. They like the ice, you know.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is it a
and
glacier?
their life and.
Is it a big glacier field? Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's a real place too. If you Google it, there's people who take the tour. They've got like these tractor things that go up and. But this one's about there was an English guy there in the 1800s, of course, right? With paying a bunch of locals to lump his shit around, and there's that, and then there's the main character is a doctor. The guy who wrote it, he's from there, and it's his first book, and he got this award in Canada, the Canadian best first book award of the year or some shit like that. Yeah, Ice Fields.
Nice.
It's really good. There's some great. It's great. I like ice. It's crevasses, the desolate, mountain climbing. I'm not climbing a mountain, but I love reading about it.
Yeah.
I like to imagine me not doing it.
Did you ever read that book about? I think we talked about this last week when I was briefly on. That book about that climbing disaster in South America.
That particular. Oh, we were talking about Alive.
They made a movie out of it where they actually went. They took the guy and they went to the real place where it all happened. The guy is really what a struggle. After he fell, he cut his friend loose. Right, guy's gone.
He crawled out, right? Yeah, I did see that.
And the guy back at camp was just leaving when he was like over where the latrine was, like calling for help. Guy almost left him. He was almost like left alone.
Yeah, both his legs were broken, right?
Yeah. What a tale of
and his friend had no way to know that he made it.
Right.
Yeah, I did see that. Fucking, yeah.
That was quite a story. And then they had to get down from there to a hospital.
Sure.
And that took like 24 hours.
Yeah.
To ride down on a mule and then in a Jeep and just craziness.
Yeah, I did see that. I like Into Thin Air.
Do you remember the name of it?
Huh?
Do you remember the name of that?
No. I can figure it out though. I'm pretty sure I can figure it out. I don't even remember where I saw it. It must have been online, but yeah,
The book was good.
Yeah, I didn't read the book. I saw them.
He fell.
Maybe I did.
He fell and landed when he fell finally because he couldn't stay up there where he was. He fell into a crevasse and landed in this pile of snow, this cone of snow that, every time it snows, it kind of leaks into this crevasse. And he landed on top of it. It broke his fall. And then he had to crawl out from there. He saw some daylight, and he was able to crawl through and get to some daylight, and then he had to crawl back. What an amazing story. Survival story.
Oh, yeah. Well, those little guys that made it, there was some lucky thing. Most of them don't tell. Most of them ain't talking, They're just frozen up there.
Don't live to tell.
Right.
Don't live to tell the tale.
As they say.
It's like, Into Thin Air was pretty good. I like Krakauer.
Krakauer's book was good.
Yep.
I read. Remember the Russian guy that was running all around, saving people
Yeah.
from
And
the other expedition?
And the IMAX
he
team. Huh?
Yeah, he had a book too about that incident. I read his book.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. Yeah, I remember hearing
He ended up dying up on a mountain.
Yeah,
The Russian guy.
Keep testing.
Bukreev. He was a real hero.
Yeah.
And he was saving people's shit when Krakauer was like stuck in his tent or whatever. This guy Bukreev was going out and saving people. Like,
yeah, Krakauer caught some shit for not going.
Yeah.
In his book, he explained it, and it seemed plausible. You know, I don't know if I'd be doing much better.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there was that dentist, right? He came into camp. They thought he was a goner, and yeah, he's missing fingers and toes now, but he made it. And his nose, the tip of his nose.
Krakauer took the blame, like accepted the blame for that one guy who went wandering off in the storm. He sent them in the wrong direction.
Yeah.
Where's the camp? I think it's over there. They're in a fucking blizzard. They're drunk, right?
Oh yeah.
From oxygen depression. He's like never, blind drunk, like never been so drunk in your life, kind of, from oxygen deprivation. And he's like, yeah, I think it's over there. And the guy goes wandering off, and then they never see him again. And Krakauer stumbles on the camp by accident. And then he beats himself up over it.
The movie wasn't kind to him. Well, not really.
Really?
He was that guy. So Krakauer's coming with a shit like that. I don't know. I was never really interested in that intrigue. I really just liked his book.
No, it wasn't. I don't blame anybody for what happened because those are incredible circumstances.
Yeah, he catches shit because he, basically made money off it. But fuck that. That's what he was there for in the first place.
Yeah, that's what he was there for, to write a book about this.
And it just went tits up that year. Actually, I think he kind of smelt that there was just a matter of time before there was a disaster. The way it was more like a Disney park type atmosphere up there. People who didn't have any business being there were there.
That's right, and that's what the book was about. That's what it should have been about.
It was about. It's like that. Rich people pay poor people to hump them up the. Yeah, the Sherpa got
Japanese,
you up there.
That rich Japanese lady who was literally carried up the mountain.
Yeah, like a backpack.
Yeah, like you don't. Not everybody has a right to everything.
Well, they're gonna afford.
Sorry, you're too old to climb the mountain. I'm too old to climb that mountain. I admit it.
I was always too old to climb that mountain.
Yeah. After reading about reading those books, like it's like any fantasy I ever had of going up Mount Everest was gone.
Yeah.
Didn't Fred Lee make it to base camp?
I think he did. Yeah, he made it to base camp. He didn't go up the mountain. But that's like an 11-day hike just to get to base camp.
That's a feat. That's step one.
Right, I agree. I'm sure that was a feat in itself.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Probably all I could handle.
There was it was an interesting book though. I didn't know they did it like that. They go camp 1 to camp 2 and then back to camp 1. Then camp 1, camp 2, then they'd work on camp 3, camp 2, camp 1. And then camp 4 finally our lungs are really used to being up here, and then the assault. Hopefully that day and a half window they have every year, the weather's gonna either be all right or not all right, And then they're under pressure to do it anyway.
They should have turned around. They had that rule: turn around at this time. If you're not there, you turn around.
Yeah, that one guy Hall, he's still up there.
Yeah,
he's you could just go by him. Hey, there's that guy I read about. He's frozen over there in his tent.
Yeah, incredible.
They found Hillary. Oh, whatever one that got lost up there. I don't think it was Hillary. It was.
No, Hillary made it.
Huh?
Him and Tenzing Norgay made it.
Yeah, but there was one guy that just disappeared. They never knew what happened to him.
Oh.
I think it's somebody famous like Hillary. I forgot now.
Well,
there was always a dispute if he made it or not.
Oh, because he didn't make it back. They don't know if he was the first guy to make it.
Yeah.
So Hillary and Norgay share the credit.
Yeah. That guy.
From Hillary's point of view, that probably means that Norgay was actually the first one up and was dragging Hillary.
Yeah.
Being a British gentleman, They never said Neither one ever said who made it first.
No. But we know who was paying the bills.
And we know who was doing all the work.
Yeah. We know who was being paid to work and who was paying the worker. That's fine. Let them have their shit. So
Whatever.
that one, there's a
They
bunch
did it without oxygen, though. Those those
right.
fuckers did, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. There's some guys that do it now still. There was that one guy that was doing that. I think it was a Russian. Wasn't it the Russian not wearing oxygen?
Well, he wasn't when he was rescuing people. That's for sure.
Yeah.
He was running around just like getting people.
But he had done more work to get used to the altitude.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, there's got to be up there. It takes sometimes years to acclimatize yourself to that kind of oxygen intake, if you can do it at all, if you're young enough for your body to adapt like that.
You got Sherpas who go up all the time because they live up there. They're born up there. They've been born up there for so many generations. They interestingly, they have a gene that helps them be up there in that low oxygen that comes from Denisovans. They have a Denisovan gene that helps them deal with the high altitude.
Is that like for sure, or is that like an assumption?
No, that's like
they really
for sure.
don't know. They don't know a whole lot about Denisovans.
Right. But they know a lot about these Sherpas.
And
they have a high percentage of Denisovan. They have the highest percentage of Denisovan DNA of any living people.
I have metachlorians.
Holy shit!
I use the Force.
Jesus.
Where did you get them?
I found them.
You
I
got a guy?
might see the Star Wars movie. So I'm gonna get those. I'm gonna get me some of those metachlorians.
There's no such thing as metachlorians. That's all like lesbian witch nonsense. Lesbian Jedi witch nonsense. According to the new folklore.
Dune.
I'd have to watch it to have an opinion, but I imagine the writing's
like,
probably stinky.
like some kind of male adaptation, I think.
Well, which came first? Did Dune come first, or did the Star Wars books come first?
Oh, it's gotta be Dune, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Star Wars is not a book, though. I mean, it is now.
Yeah, there were books.
Yeah,
first.
it was something that Lucas came up with because he couldn't get the licensing for Flash Gordon. He wanted to do Flash Gordon, so he came up with this,
which is Flash Gordon,
which is interesting.
Which
is sort of,
which is better.
Yeah,
it's better.
But yeah, Dune came far before that.
I remember your folks took us to see Flash Gordon at the drive-in.
Were you there?
Yes.
Jesus.
You guys had been telling me about this film when I first met you. And then it was still playing over at this drive-in, and your folks took us to see it.
I never knew anything about it until I was taken to see it, though. I thought all I can remember was someone like Albert Carl was there, and he was laughing his ass off the whole time for it.
It was funny. The Penisauruses, that was hilarious.
Yeah. Prince Precious of the Forest and all that.
Yeah, that was funny. That was my mom would have freaked if she knew I had seen that.
I'm freaking.
I think you can still like rent it on Amazon Prime or something like that.
I'm good.
I have to take a look at it.
I can, yeah, rent. Rent porn. Okay. Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's not porn by today's standards.
No.
It's just like an R-rated movie by today's standards.
It's funny. It's supposed to be funny. Yeah. It was R-rated back then. It was R-rated back then, but we were with you folks.
So
sure.
So they gave you a guidance, parental guidance. Did they guide you through it?
Parental guidance. Yeah.
There's a left nipple and a right nipple, and they don't match.
There wasn't like really, I don't know. It wasn't explicit sex stuff going on.
Well, yeah.
There's a lot of jokes about sex.
Yeah.
Which, at 15, 16 years old, you're plenty old enough to hear jokes about sex.
Yeah, and you still think it's funny.
Sex is funny.
It can be.
Absolutely, sex is funny.
I don't know what kind of sex you're having. Maybe it is hysterical over there at the Kennedy house, you know?
Hysterical everywhere.
It's hysterical.
Hysterical online. You ever watch that stuff? Of course you have. It's fucking funny when you sit back and think of it from an alien's perspective.
Yeah.
Or from up here in space.
You
watch these people do what they're doing, right?
Yeah.
It's just fucking hilarious. It's goofy.
Yeah, like you put out a romantic album, but it's like circus music. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, honey.
Where the clown knows.
That's our song.
No, leave the clown nose on.
Send in the clown. That's more like it.
Yeah.
That's the music Laura would put on.
Yeah,
Send in the clown.
Yeah. This music does not make me big. So like
I do that on purpose.
When I moved to Tahoe, my first 10 days, I was struggling to get upstairs and shit, and I was like 24, and I didn't know what the fuck was wrong with me. I thought there was something wrong with me, but it turned out I was fine, but it was the altitude and shit. And I had no way of knowing any of that. It was 6,000 feet.
I had that happen to me when I went to Sequoia National Park. It's up in the mountains.
How high?
Right?
You know?
It wasn't very high.
Well, so I was 6,000. That's not high. I didn't think.
I was hiking up to this lookout, Mount Morrow, and I'm like, wow, why am I so I feel
winded,
so tired and weak, and I was having trouble breathing as if I had been running
like an old man.
And then on the way back down the trail to where the car was parked, it said 7,700 feet.
Okay, yeah, that's right. Yeah, mine was 6,000. Tahoe's 6,000 feet. That's enough.
I was like, I've spent my life at sea level, so I'm not acclimated at all. You know, I live up here on the mountain here on Jeremoth Hill, but it's a few hundred feet.
It doesn't bother me because I'm always lightheaded. So for those of us who are lightheaded, there's no effect.
You gotta quit sleeping upside down. I
pay good money to feel like that. Oh man. Yeah, that's a real thing. I couldn't imagine another 14,000 feet, and then 24,000 feet. Holy shit, man!
Back then, your cars with carburetors did not work well up there. Your car
right.
just instantly starts. I thought there was something wrong with my car. That was the other thing. I was working on my car trying to get the run better. Then I got the sea level and it was running like a champ. I learned a lot. Because I didn't know nothing, and then I knew something. I knew about that.
Yep. I think fuel injection works all right.
Oh yeah, that works everywhere.
Well, it solves the issue. Yeah, I mean that's what the Germans had that at first. The Luftwaffe during World War II.
Yeah, that's an old thing.
They had fuel injected aircraft motors, which perform much better at high altitude. Whereas sometimes with a carburetor effect, if you did fancy maneuvers and stuff like this, you lost power because
that's what you want.
Carburetors were trying to keep up.
That's what you want when you're in fucking sky, is your engine to stall out. Yeah. Where do you pull over up there?
Hey, we saw this guy.
You just from the sky.
Last Friday, I went to the Woodstock Fair, just to the horse show, and we saw this guy flying around. He had like a parasail, right? You know, it's like a parachute.
Yeah. With those,
and he had it was like an ultralight. It was, he had this little thing he was sitting in. It had wheels on it, and a like behind his chair, it had an engine, like a lawnmower engine, and a prop. But like a big lawnmower engine, like a 12 horse, a 17 horse, something like that. And he was flying around, taking video of the fair and the fairgrounds and all that.
What do you call that? Ultralight, right?
It was an ultralight.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like a plain ultralight.
Yeah.
It was a parachute. Guy had a parachute with an engine, and with a prop.
All right. Those things are pretty wild. The other ones that they can steer.
Yeah.
There was one guy. They wear altimeters because they catch air currents going up, and they can shoot themselves up into trouble. There was.
Oh yeah, right. Passing out with no oxygen.
They got to keep track of how high they're going. Sometimes they'll really grab them. It's pretty wild though. You can stay up there a while. Your parachute just flying around and shit, catching just like eagles. Catch that thermal going
I wish
up.
I could do it. I always wanted to do it. I always wanted to be an hang glider. When I was a kid, I saw this movie. It was like a short before the feature movie.
Yeah.
They had a camera on this hang glider.
Oh yeah.
The guy's going through like I don't know, probably Bryce or Zion National Park. He's going under these arches and shit. It was really cool. He's moving around. All of a sudden, the bottom drops out, and he's over the Grand Canyon.
Yeah.
Or some canyon. And I was like, I got to do that.
I was like, I ain't doing that.
I never got to. And once you have family, you don't do that.
No.
That's for single men.
No, once your brain fully
single men
forms,
when you still have money or you still have the possibility of having money.
Right.
To do stuff like that.
Mike, once your brain fully forms, you go, maybe that's not such a good idea.
Or if you got
25
dependents,
things kick in.
I never had the desire to
mortality.
go in one of those squirrel suits. You see those guys in the squirrel suits?
Oh, not yet.
The flying squirrel suits.
Yeah, it's like a mini glider, and they have to be falling. They never really fly. They have to be falling. It's just a controlled falling.
Yeah, some people don't pull they feel like they're all right. They get fooled, and they don't pull their shooting time. I think that's a thing with those.
They can yeah.
Oh, the older ones. There used to be a thing a long time ago. It was a feat. There was like when they did bomb stormers and shit. You know what I mean? That's just an air show, and it was a trick a guy would do. It was wear those, but in reality, it was dangerous because they would.
How far you could fall before deploying the chute?
Yeah,
the chute doesn't do anything if you go too far.
There was something about it anyway. But it had no purpose except that it looked cool, and the people on the ground would go ooh, or whatever. So that was the idea.
And then if it didn't work, they'd still go ooh,
ooh, ah. And all they really want to see is you go splat. That's that's worth price of the admission. I fucking lived. Well, whatever.
Is that why you go to? That's why you go to NASCAR racing to see guys crash?
That would seem to be. Those are the highlights. Why would they be a highlight if they weren't? If they weren't highlights.
There was this. Did you see this movie came out last year or so about Enzo Ferrari, and the first? It was wonderful. It was really cool if you like cars.
Yeah, Ferrari
like
versus.
No, that's Ford? Another one. Ford versus that was a different one.
That was
this
good.
One, it had. Well, anyway, they showed this like they used to race like not so much cross country, but through towns and villages. They had these mad races at 200 miles an hour through all these towns and villages, and these endurance races through Italy. And that was this famous race where all these people would come out to see the race. When they went by, they'd be eating supper, then they'd get up and here come the cars, and so they'd get up and walk to the road. And at this one point, its Ferrari crashed and took out like 15 people that were sitting on the side of the road watching the cars go by, and it was this horrendous accident that but anyway, I forget what the name of the movie is, but it's good. It came out last year. It's good little like life of Enzo Ferrari kind of bit there, but definitely worth watching.
Do you remember what venue you saw it on?
I think it was the Hulu.
The Hulu.
Hulu. Yeah. Back when I had Hulu. I don't have Hulu anymore.
Well, you can still watch it. You just deal with the ads. I can deal with the ads. I just pulled the earplug out of my ear. It's not an ad now. Now it's,
Right.
Now I can just think about what I just watched. I've been watching Star Treks that way. On yeah. Was it?
Have you ever
Paramount.
seen some of these? You ever seen some of these fan made episodes?
You sent me one, and I started watching one, but I didn't finish it. I remember it's still in a playlist I grabbed. That one you sent me, good. Right? That looked like it was put together pretty good. But tell you the truth, I don't watch much. Like, I really don't. Jeez. Well, yeah. I got this. Oh. So this is my next one. This is what I started yesterday. Frankenstein in Baghdad. This is an Iraqi wrote it, right? It's during the occupation, of course, during the war, 03, 04, and there's body parts everywhere, and people want to clean this fucking shit up. So for a protest, this one Iraq, puts together like the parts of a person just to hold it up and go do something, at least bury this, but it comes alive and it starts killing people. So that's this. That's what I'm
nice.
Great.
There's a book I read, Yellow Birds. It's really good. And he liked it, Kevin Powers. It's like on the Iraq War. I've read a couple of books on that, like especially Fallujah. What a fucking mess. The guys.
Yeah, that's the part of war that we don't get to see much of. It doesn't make it to the big screen. It's just the awful carnage. People. And there are people that have to pick that shit up, that have to clean that shit up, gather all that stuff together. I know, like a big job for the African American corps in the World War II, they'd have to go and clean up body parts. A tank would come in with the whole crew massacred inside. They have to clean the tank up and get it so that they can fix it and get it back out on the battlefield.
That was a new guy's job.
Those people would have to go. A lot of that, they've made, all the less desirable people do it.
Yeah, World War II, yeah.
They weren't going to make the rich kids do that one.
No, they wanted to keep the morale up, I guess.
I worked that end. Like supply, that's it. I worked with black people, Hispanic people, Filipino people. Yeah. There's the United Nations down there.
At least you weren't in the body parts cleanup crew.
Oh, could have been. We didn't have any body parts to clean up. I was in the radiation cleanup crew, which went on the flight deck and scrubbed it down after we got, I guess, grazed by a nuke.
Or it was like it traveled through like a fallout zone, maybe, or
so. Yeah, supposedly they during a nuclear attack, the ships got. It's just been tested. They did it to ships. They nuked ships to see how they fucking did. So, yeah, there was a way to be all right after, but you gotta get the radiation off. So that was my job. I was actually the first one in my repair party to go out. I had the scrub brush. Another guy had a Geiger counter, and the other guy had the fire hose, right? And the minute I got the gas mask on, it filled with sweat, and I'd have to drink it, right? Ooh. And this was all these thick clothing, gloves, everything, and I was responsible for taking it off after I was done, and then showering, and then we used the Geiger counters to make sure we weren't hot. Bullshit, we weren't going to make it, right? So, so this is what I did every time we had general quarters. We'd practice putting it on me, right? And then I said, okay, then I take it off myself, like to save myself, and then that was part of what I did. So one time we're doing trials like at sea, and we're being tested at everything, like we're playing war huge, right? So all we have to do is go like the short end, like the deck of a carrier, like here to the island, just the short part. It's like right there, So, okay, so now I have to actually walk in this thing. So I'm drinking sweat and I'm walking, right? I'm all fogged up. I can't fucking see shit, right? But I'm carrying just a little brush. Tom has a fire hose. He starts circling. It was funny. He starts circling. And then he just takes the fire, he throws it down, right? And he pulls his fucking mask off, right? So he's dead. And then, so we see him do it, so we do it, right? And then we walk over there. We thought we were screwed. Like there's an officer there with a clipboard, rating our battle readiness, right? So yeah, we go over there. We thought we're fucking. He guys, yeah, okay, very interesting. Okay, you guys can go back. That was it. It went, oh, all right, cool. So the next time we had
every time now.
Yeah, but we got new suits. We had like this World War II shit we were still wearing. It was all made out of canvas and shit, right? And then the next time we got these things that were both they zipper up, like they were like what you see in movies now. You know what I mean? So it was good Tom
Yeah.
did that. Like, if we made it over there, they'd still be
Asbestos.
wearing that shit now, yeah?
Aluminum covered asbestos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
My father got a hold of one of those suits. It was still in the case. And
Really?
we were kids. We thought it was like, oh, this is something you could wear at Halloween. But then we were just learning about how awful asbestos was. So we just packed it up and
That's
never
a
opened it
different
up
suit.
again. I think
That's
we
a
threw it out.
That's different than what I
No,
wore.
you didn't have any asbestos in those suits.
This was heavy canvas. This was for radioactivity. Asbestos is for fire, if you're going to fight a fire. And I didn't wear anything asbestos for the fire, but I did sleep on the pipes that had asbestos on it.
Uh-huh.
But I didn't have any of that, no. There's different suits for different things. And they never nuked us. It was like, sometimes like a missile coming in, you always wonder if you're on the wrong part of the ship. You know, like when there's a possibility of a missile.
What would be the right part of the ship if you got hit by a missile, though?
Well, no, you got to, dive in the water or something. You can make.
If you were lucky to get
just
above
don't be below
deck,
decks.
though, but all you bastards that were below deck, those are the guys that make it to the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah, write letters in the dock.
Yeah.
Well, this really sucks down there. I don't think they're coming.
So, when you did war games, did they, like, if you were in one part of the ship that got hit, did they tell all you guys to just stand down and don't help out, or go to your stations?
No, we just
like
we
your
practiced.
casualties, you guys got to play dead.
No, we didn't do it that way. They timed us on how fast we responded to damage, and how fast we could get the ship watertight, close all the fucking doors and slam them down and say, okay, we're good. And then we practiced the spaces we were gonna have to put out. I was like on a fire hose. I did that too. I was in the front. I was the number one fire hose guy.
You're always out front, Dave.
And the other guy had the we went in, like, I had a fire hose, right? But the other fire hose made like this halo of water around us. It was an applicator that just made this halo. Like, so I've actually used it. Yeah, you're in the fire, but this thing is just like this mist of water.
Right, so it's like an umbrella of water. You walk into the...
So one guy protects the whole team. There's more of us. There's people behind it because, like, if I go, the next guy comes up, continues to fight fire. So we practiced that. We practiced first aid, all that. How many compressions and how to take care of a sucking wound and all kinds. A lot of like first aid shit. And the last thing was how to like plug a hole. Like we had lumber, and we had this way of measuring for the shape of the lumber to bang it against the hull with like mattresses and more wood. So we practiced that, like the geometry of it. Like we had tools in the saw, and damage control. And then after we were done with that, we'd say, oh yeah, we did it. And then that's how. No,
would they flood the compartment while you were doing it? Like they would flood the compartment and give you so much time. I've seen like video footage of where they get the Navy men in a flooding compartment, and you had so much time to clog the leak before the whole compartment filled up with water.
Oh
yeah, I did something like that.
I've seen people.
You're not doing that. You're not sticking me in a chamber and filling it up with water. Fuck that. I quit.
I did. They have this big metal building. It's huge, and they flood it with fuel, and then they light it, and then we go in teams and corner it in the corner of the building. I did that.
Wow.
The thing that was amazing about that is the guys that ran that school did it twice a week with new people. 2 new groups. It was a 2-day training course in San Diego. Hey, Mikey.
Mikey's on. Where is he? There he is.
Hey, Mike. Hey.
How you doing?
Good, man. How you doing?
All right.
Nice cat.
Right, I got thanks. I'm going for the red Volkart look.
Oh, yeah.
You really got it there. You got it going on, Mike.
Talking about put the look down.
That's really the old man hat, man. The ultimate.
That's the Uber hat, right?
Hey, baby, where you want to go?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just
Now
look
I
the
play
part,
Red
man.
Bull card. I play Red Bull card as I'm driving young ladies around.
Young ladies.
Oh, that's just what they love to hear.
I
Hey,
know.
Young lady.
Country music.
How many of the young ones would get the reference?
Dave, have you listened to that playlist?
Yeah. I like what is it? You can't stop a move. Not even the derailers could stop that moving train. That's what I kept thinking while I was watching
Can't Stop the Train.
Yeah,
That's a great song, isn't it?
Yeah, but they're called the derailers, right?
The Derailers, yeah.
And they can't even stop that train. Not even the derailers could stop that train. Then there's that, I got down pretty far. I played it at work. Can you
make it so that these guys can check out that playlist?
Yeah, we just share it. Basically, you should, like, I started one. Did you see mine?
Yeah.
All right. You just start one, right? Basically, make it yours because, like, we're sharing that one. You'd have control over it. It's like sharing the. We'll try it. I'm not really sure. I just shared a link, and you just when you ever save a playlist to YouTube. You ever do that?
What?
You ever like find a playlist? Yeah, you have your favorite playlist, and it becomes your playlist. What are your that you can't do anything to it, but yeah, you can share it.
Well, this one I made just deliberately to turn you on to some country music that I know you hadn't heard before.
I think that husband and wife team too. I think the husband, whatever that couple.
Shovels and Rope.
Yeah. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that. I like that a lot. I like the percussionists. I like the way they do that. That's fucking great.
Yeah, when they play live, they'll switch off. She's playing drums and he's playing guitar.
I watched them both. Off. Yeah. He's on the floor.
No, really
he's
good.
just got like a tambourine and a stick.
That's a simple
fucking
drum
beautiful.
set.
Yeah.
Mikey's seen him.
A couple times, yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. So yes, the answer is yes.
All right, good.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, I used to two-step way back in the 80s, but I didn't tell you guys because, like, hey, I like country music, and they'd run me out of fucking Gloucester.
Oh, I would have never thought that.
I like country music.
I wasn't going to chance it.
I know, we're like hee-haw fans. We would have just said, fine.
Yeah.
There's no way of being known, man, because you guys weren't coming out either.
Right.
So,
I
so
never
we had to
made
make that move, and none of us made
that
it.
I dug hee-haw and all that. I wouldn't give
you didn't say hee-haw. There was no fucking way in 78 you were going around, I like hee-haw.
Yeah, well, because I thought it was common knowledge. We'd be
wasn't
watching
common
it
knowledge. It was not. It was like, we probably would have told you to leave.
We liked all
It's a
kinds
mad
of music.
assumption, I guess.
We were into bluegrass, and I remember, like, we got turned on. I got turned on to David Bromberg in high school.
Yeah, I know, man. So anyway, yeah. But when Glenn was in the Cat County, right? When I would yell, "Put down the beer," it was usually when they were playing an older song. You know, like the really those like, oh man, this is clearly just an alcohol problem. You know, you should just stop drinking, and all these things would go away. Yeah. You know, but then you'd have no song to sing. So
there would never be a need for country music.
Speaking of drinking, but I had 4 beers the other day, and I thought, oh my God, am I out of practice? That'll just wipe me out having 4 beers in one day. Holy shit! I was good for nothing after 4 beers, man. I was like fucking gone.
That's right.
I think I passed out in a chair after Mike left, and
that was a good
I'm just
day.
like completely out of practice, man.
That was a really good day. We went.
Oh yeah.
It was one of those beautiful blue sky, absolutely beautiful days, perfect temperature. We went down to Arcadia. We're walking around George's old workplace. It's like it's in the middle of this beautiful forest with lots of big beautiful pine trees everywhere. It's an awesome place.
So
and then we went.
It was beautiful weather, beautiful place. It's really weird to be there. Everything is so dilapidated and I remember like like finally policed trails and campsites and stuff, and it's all gone. It's all grown over, and it's all like
There's all these little
pretty soon it'll
camps.
be like it never existed.
The camps are all falling down. They still have all that plastic roofing and stuff on it, but it's all
All
falling
those
down
structures,
everywhere.
yeah. I'll send you guys some pictures if you want to see, if you aren't that
But it's
interested.
in this beautiful forest, and the pine trees are all taken over. Pretty cool down there. And then the
And
other
they did,
parts that we hiked through were really nice.
and that's just a small part of Arcadia Management Area. It's like huge, and there are so many places you could go and hike and
Yeah.
do all those kinds of things. Hey, Patchogue, right? Or actually, no, it's a place up in Massachusetts, Mike, that,
Oh,
Upton.
Upton. The Upton Chamber.
yeah,
Yeah, I think that's one like that the public can go to.
we should meet up for that. 'Cause
Yeah, definitely.
That one is a lot like I haven't been there in person, but looking at those pictures, it's a lot like that one I saw in Montville. But that one went straight into the hill. 40 feet into the hill. And then it was a beehive inside.
Corbel Chamber.
It was the Corbel Chamber. It was the same kind of thing. You started off in this little crawl space. You crawled, and then it got bigger. And then you could stand up it was like these stages you had to go through to get into this chamber.
This one sounds like it's the doorway is pretty, you have to bend to get in, but once you're in, it opens up.
Yeah, I was in a couple of them, and we went to see, I think we saw 4 chambers. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4 chambers in Montville. In one of them was that tunnel. It was a long tunnel into this hill. Nobody knew it was there until a tree got blown over in the 38 hurricane. And it opened up this hole, and people looked in the hole and like, hey, this goes into the hill. And they dug out where it comes out.
So a bunch of dead hobbits and things like that.
Yeah, there was, little skeletons and shit in there. But 2 of them were built in a certain manner, and then this other one, the archaeologist was like, it was the one that least looked like an old structure. It was right next to the foundation, like an early foundation, small, and it had a little chimney built in that had been built at a different time. And the guy was able to go, no, this was a sweat lodge, and they came here and moved here and used it as a storage. Probably lived in it while they were building their house. And he was able to tell us all about the thing. And that was the one that looked the least mysterious, I think. But it had corbelled ceiling, kind of a way of building.
Well,
things.
we should go make it a point to go. We should.
Yeah, I'd love to go see that.
It's not much of a hike to get out there.
No,
Dave, you could probably manage this as well.
I'm going outside to watch Saturn. It's in opposition. A couple of days. It's already up there. It's bright. I had a pair of binoculars last night, and I could almost see just with the binoculars, but it was all fun and it was wobbly. And just as I got up against the wall and I found a place just to stop from shaking, cloud went over it, right? And then I backed up, and the clouds were long. It was partly cloudy last night, but they came in they went. I just went, whatever, and then I went inside.
So explain. Saturn was in opposition of what? The moon or the?
It's the closest it gets to us. The minute the sun sets, Saturn rises.
Yeah, we're kind of between it. Kind of.
It's
not on the same plane.
We're lined up. We're lined up with the sun. Us and Saturn are lined up.
There you go. That's Mike's hero right now. That's a picker.
Oh, that guy, yeah. He's
a picker.
He's got the taste, that guy. He's really good. I was completely unaware of that guy. But for thanks to Mike there.
He was Merle Haggard's guitar player.
Was he?
Ah.
Yeah. Yeah, he was the working man blues guy, man.
He gave that guy? No.
Yeah, he played for Merle Haggard. Yeah.
He didn't
That's
come
how he
up
got
with
his
that.
start.
He was the original working man blues lead guitar
I
player.
don't think he was the original. No, I think Merle found out about him and hired him.
Which why wouldn't you?
Right. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, Red Volker, he's great. I love watching him
He's
and
the real
Bill
deal.
Churchill jamming.
Yeah, that Floyd Country Store stuff sounds like a fun time.
Yep.
Check this
There's
out.
a lot of great venues around.
Look at that, Mike.
What the hell am I?
The Chinese symbols. It's see the Chinese symbols. This is a book. I just ordered it last night. China in 10 words. These are like 10 stories of these words. Remember we were talking about words the other day? Chinese words?
Yeah.
It just disappears. I'm talking to you, right? About this and then this. All right, it's good they're listening. So anyway, I got it.
They are listening.
It's weird, right? Shit like that happens to you now, right? Because we were just going over like
talking about that
Chinese
book.
words, how wild they are. Like crisis. The only thing I know about it is crisis is the symbol for danger and opportunity. You take those two words together, and then you have crisis. That's how you make crisis in Chinese. So anyway, it's a book on just 10 words.
Oh,
so it's
that's cool.
Yeah, very cool. I know. It's on the way, so it's my next read. I'm like, I might not even finish Frankenstein. I might just stop. I might just go right and I'll finish it. That sounds great. I can't fucking wait till the monster starts killing people. I can't wait to see what kind of people the monster kills in Baghdad from an Iraqi who lives there. That's like Water Worlds. He was just imagining his town being destroyed by Martians from Mars. So this should be a good romp. And a lot of people like it. So a lot of authors I like it. So
cool.
All right. I like Frankenstein.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, it's all right.
Victor Frankenstein.
I think the original Frankenstein, some people think, is the first science fiction. Mary Shelley.
Maybe, yeah.
He was like 16 when she started writing that.
Yeah.
What year did that come out?
Summer.
It was in the 1800s, the mid 1800s.
I know that scientists were still experimenting with electricity and how they could reanimate muscles with electrical stimulation. And so this was like, went through the whole medical community, like the possibilities of this. Could we possibly reanimate life?
Right.
Mary Shelley just went with it.
Yeah.
Modern day Prometheus.
Yeah. That was a great book. Took her a while to finish it, though. She started when she was 16, but took her a while to finish it.
She did a major
Didn't
edit
she hook
once.
up with what's his name there? What's that famous poet? And they were like all rich kids. They were hanging out and just getting high all the time and drinking and lots of promiscuous sex and whatnot. And I don't know, just living like a life that a lot of people live now, but back then it was fairly rare because there weren't many rich people. The youth, the offspring of the rich got to have the privilege to do that, live like extravagant lifestyles, travel, hang out with cool people, drink and do drugs and
kind of like today.
Yeah, but now it's more widespread.
Now they're all online. They're all influencers.
Influencers.
Who was? Geez, I wish my brain could remember. Who's that? Other authors and a famous poet who was kind of like a rock star at the time because he was so witty.
Yeah, I can't remember now. I'm drawing a blank. They were part of a group of writers.
I'm having one of them lightheaded moments. Like I tell you, I go through life with lightheadedness.
Yep. The more light colored your hair gets,
bleaches all the schmutz get bleached out of your hair,
As Paul Simon says, why am I so soft in the middle when the rest of my life is so hard?
Profound words of wisdom, question of wisdom.
Put down the beer. There's one
Down
here.
the bear.
I think it's about 1850.
No.
I've done
Just
that.
sober
I've
up
done
for a
that.
minute, man.
Anything
Get
but
your
that.
fucking bearings.
I've done that. It doesn't seem to help.
Well, that's something else then, man. Maybe we get hit in the head.
It was too late for us.
I've had that happen.
We're already
Been
gone.
hit in the head.
It looks like she wrote this around 1815. There's a lot of shit about her writing it. So she was born in 1797. So
She was born in
15. She was a teenager. She was like 16.
She was 16.
Yeah. It was a
So
summer
go
thing.
forward 16 from
It's
whatever.
like they were at a summer house and they went, let's do something fun. Let's all write a story and tell it to each other. And she ran off with it. Everybody else started swimming, and she went, nah, I'm into it. You know, I mean, she really went into it. Yeah, it's fucking beautiful. This is great. This is you get to actually talk to God and go, what the fuck is this? By the way. Yeah, all the gripes. Yeah, he'd be a country singer too. Yeah, no shit. Shelley would do the two-step if she was around today. Yeah.
Well, that's where the two-step came from. All these old country music dances and stuff, and all the folk. These are actually dancing that was done by even wealthy people back then. And
Yeah, I
wealthy
always wore
people
cowboy
kinda
boots.
stepped away
that was
from,
a sign. I wore cowboy boots the whole time I was out west.
Really?
The only way I could feel safe, like you don't think about snakes with them things on, because you just feel like all right, you know. And it's a good place to stash all your stuff. You know, they're fucking beautiful. I love those things. I wore them the whole time. I wore them a long time, even back here. But
You have the hat too?
huh?
Do the hat?
No, I never needed
Cowboy
it.
hat?
I had hair then.
You gotta have the whole look though, man.
It wasn't a look. It was just the only thing I wanted to walk in the desert with. You know, I'm not going to go with fucking sneakers. You know, like you get to every bush, there's holes, there's burrows under everything. You know, everything's a fucking house for some fucking
Tarantulas.
little
Snakes.
monster with
Rattlesnakes.
teeth,
Scorpions.
spiders.
Scorpions.
Poison evil snakes that
Yeah.
you don't want to fuck with.
I went in a cave foolishly, and it was a giant scat in there, giant, right? And I said, I could like be in a fucking mountain lion cave right now. What the fuck am I doing in here? Yeah. Fuck me.
Danger everywhere.
Talking about, I got really scared for a real reason, Mike. For once. Yeah. I was
Well, it's a good thing your fight or flight system has been in such good practice then, Dave.
kicked in. I was tripping too. I was in the desert just goofing on it. Yeah. I was tripping in the desert. That scat was real though, man.
They some
Mountain
just
lion.
last week
He
a
was
mountain
watching
lion
you.
tried to make off with a kid. People were
Yeah,
having
look.
like a picnic, a cookout. Two families were having a cookout.
Yeah.
Fucking mountain lion snuck out of the bushes and grabbed the kid and was dragging him back into the bush.
Coyotes do
Where
that.
was that?
Coyotes do that too, you know.
California.
California?
Yeah.
Coyotes will
Kind
go
of,
after your baby.
Near where my sister used to live.
Yeah, they get the joggers now, like in LA.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They always get that park near my sister's house. They got a jogger there.
So did the mountain lion drop her or what?
They went after it, and so many people went after it that the thing dropped it and ran away.
Yeah,
Like
not
a little
worth it.
4-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw videos of coyotes doing that.
Kids?
Yeah, babies, like small, just and the mother, you know, basically getting rid of it, but trying, you know, like trying to get in there and get the baby, not actually get the baby, but like going for it, you know, like because the mother put some distance between the stroller and her own yard and shit. Yeah, no, they're on YouTube. There's a shitload of them. You go in that rabbit hole if you want, but it's not like I just seen it. There's example after example of like those cameras on everybody's doorknob now, right? Holy shit! Just type in a subject, and you can watch like all day. Coyotes attacking.
Last night I was in that
dogs.
rabbit hole because I was up. I was in the laughing baby rabbit hole.
Yeah, I've done that. My wife does that. My wife started me on it. She was sitting there laughing and laughing and laughing. I turned, I looked over her shoulder, and I was she's
Funny.
just like, yeah. And then I'm like, yeah, we were. I think we spent all Sunday afternoon doing that.
It's the middle of the night. You know, I'm awake from whatever reason. I woke up and can't get back to sleep. You know, I could watch something dark,
Yeah,
or I could watch something that makes me
baby's
laugh.
laughing. Yeah.
You know. So yeah, I went down that rabbit hole last night. The laughing baby rabbit hole. I remember first time Sequoia laughed with you, Mike.
That's right. That's a lot of people look at me and laugh the first time.
Take the kid out.
Vote. What is it? Who's the kid?
Oh, it's this is Josh's state rep. I got to vote. I got to vote next September 10th. So I'm getting these in the mail like crazy. So anyway, I like the kid. Look, he's got a little
Who is that?
This guy's kid. He wants to be a state rep. He's all right. He's a Democrat. So anyway, I like the picture. I like the kid.
Kid's like, what the fuck am I doing?
Pretty cool.
Here? Yeah. They're like laughing babies. Like, yeah, okay. So I gotta laugh. I got this kid. I got it today. So so I have it up on my refrigerator for a minute because I like them. Plus, these things will slice you. This is like serious cod stock, right? If you attack it, like I wore bandages because I went, I went, oh.
Wow.
It's a fucking knife, man. I did that when I was doing lottery tickets, like all the trim. I was getting paper. I had so many paper cuts, I didn't get cut no more. Like my whole hand turned into a callus. I can take a knife and just do this. Yeah. One morning I get there, right, and they had that trim, that hard cod stock. There was even metal in it, right, part of the cod. So, like, it'd be the trim, and I was like, pull. I said, motherfucker, I pulled on it, and it sliced my hand. I went, fucker. And then I grabbed the other one, and then I just both hands. I said, stigmata. I said, I got stigmata. That place was a nightmare. I said, I couldn't wait to get out of there, right? And then I ended up working there 7 years. It got better.
Wow. It got better. Yeah. Yeah, by the end of it, you had it all
made. I used to sleep on chairs fucking reading Vonnegut, right? But I started bleeding all over the place. I got my hands all puffy and normal.
Soft hands.
Yeah, that was a nightmare, that fucking place. Packaging girls are fun, though. They're dirty. Oh, man, are they dirty. You know the ones I'm talking about, the ones that like been smoking cigarettes forever. You know what I mean? They just, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Those girls. Yeah.
Nice ass, Dave.
Yeah.
You're showing a little crack. Oh yeah, it was fun though. I fucking love those girls.
You flash you.
The shrink wrap lady. You know?
The shrink wrap lady.
The shrink
he deserves the title. He deserves the title. The shrink wrap lady.
The shrink
it just says it all,
lady.
man. You don't have to elaborate on this woman at all. The shrink wrap lady. Maybe a country song.
They all look prettier at closing time.
It's true.
That's right.
It's true.
Even that
Punch out
shrink wrap
time.
lady.
Yeah, did we meet at the bar? Oh, there was a bar. Yeah, of course there was. There was a bar. Like, what was it? It was over near Wright's Farm. Where the fuck was it? It was like, it was named after a swamp or something. What the fuck was the name of it?
Oh, yeah. So they have the outdoor volleyball courts and stuff like that.
A little
Gators
further down,
Pub or something.
There was a dam behind it. Like, there was really...
Yeah, Gators Pub.
Gators.
Oh,
wait. Was it Gators? I think it was Gators.
yeah, I know that. I think it's changed hands
I got
a
a
couple
lot of lost
times,
weekends in there. Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Everybody went, yeah. Play pool. In Woonsocket. They had no food up there. None. Every restaurant was a disaster.
They had that wiener place.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, all right,
What
the
about
danger food was good.
fish and chip place up there too, and Chan's. They had Chan's get the Chinese food and the blues. They had a lot of good acts go to perform at Chan's.
Chan's has a lot of good acts there. Yeah.
Even Leon Redbone played there.
Redbone.
Yeah. I seen Roomful there, and I saw Old Neil. The Vipers.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Saw Commander Cody there.
Yeah, that's not too bad. I mean, I guess you gotta know where to look. You know, it's not like world class dining or anything, but
Dude,
they're
I worked up there
grinding.
7 years. We
The
tried
food sucked.
everywhere. Oh my God! And Dave lived there. He lived in
Yeah.
Blackstone. I mean, where we were though, it was like, all right. There was stuff that was, I don't know. There was a fish and chip place, but who doesn't have a place like that, right?
right.
Box seats were supposedly good, but I.
Yeah.
All right. Hey man, that was fast.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah, man. Fuck yeah.
Nice to see you boys.
Good to see you, man.
See ya. See you, Mikey. See you, Mike.
Try and
Yeah,
share
nice.
that. Try and share that playlist with these guys.
Yeah, all right. I'll do that. I'll do that somehow. I'll do text. I'll text you. I'll text everybody. That's what I'll do. Yeah. Text them.